Good morning, everyone. Lisa Freed here. Welcome to episode 12 of Before My Morning Coffee on my podcast, Rebel Hearted. Whew, I might sound a little breathless this morning, and it's not because I had to run up 3 stairs or anything. I'm committed to working out for 100 days. I just finished workout number 6 out of 100, and I heard yesterday, I'm part of a small group with my church, and the lead pastor talked about, I want to say that the gentleman's name who came up with the idea originally is Orkberg, but I could be butchering that, so I'll do my research and come up with the real name. But for now, the lead pastor is the one that brought it up, and talking about training versus trying. And that really hit home for me and what the difference is. So I don't know about you, but I don't really like to say no to someone. And I've been practicing it. I've been practicing that no is a full and complete sentence on its own. I have been practicing for a couple of years now saying thanks for this opportunity, and I am already joyfully occupied, or anything like that. And occasionally I'll still find myself falling into this trap of I'll try to make it. Or I'll try and get to that, or I'll try and do this, or whatever, right? And really what that means when I say, and I'm not speaking for you, I'm only speaking for myself. When I say I'll try, it means not friggin' likely. Not friggin' likely that it's going to happen, that I'm going to show up. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or anything like that. When I say I'll try in my own business or in my own life, it means that I'm not even that willing to show up for myself. So if I'm not willing to show up for myself, how likely is it that I'm going to be willing to show up for you? When I was in much more of a people-pleasing state, probably I would have tried harder for you than I would for myself. See, I use that word try in there. And now, as I enter this season of my life, or I'm in the last few months of my 30s, kicking off 40s in end of July, and I'm super excited about that. For real, no sarcasm there. And I look at, who do I want to be this year? 2020, if we say this new year, new me, 2020, what's my goal? 2020 is going to be the best year ever. Wow, yeah. And the crowd goes wild till the 10th of January, and then we fall off the New Year's resolution rocket, right? For me, I look at it I have big goals. I might not even be able to articulate them clearly into words. And if you've been listening to my podcast, you realize that that's a normal thing for me, not being able to articulate things into words very well. But thanks for still listening. Super props to you. And I have these big goals and these big dreams and these big visions for myself. And I want to live a legacy and lead a legacy and leave a legacy for my daughter and for the people that, they just don't happen to die at the same time as I do. So I really want to be coming from this place where I am creating an impact, making an impact on the world, not only being inspired, living inspired, but also inspiring other people. And that might sound egotistical to some of you. And I know that God has called me to big things. Right? There is a reason why I am this loud and my mouth is this big. Well, it's for me to use it. So, in order for me to achieve what it is that I'm wanting to achieve, or head in that direction and see where God's will takes me, I am needing to be in the best shape of my life so that my energy, my vitality, is able to keep up with these visions that I have for myself, that I feel that God has placed in my path, right? So I can't just try for that. Because I know how far my motivation alone takes me. And it gets me to about the couch with the remote in my hand and 422 on Telus Optic, which is Netflix, and a bag of chips in my hand. The other hand, not with the remote, because that'd be really, really hard on the remote to hold chips and the remote in the same hand. So instead of trying, and I realize now, as Pastor Greg said this, that I have been removing try from my vocabulary more and more in more areas of my life. So not just on my calendar, not just in my health and fitness, also in my business, which means I'm training. So I have a workout program. I have an accountability group that I am part of. I show up every day for those in that group, for myself in that group. And accountability makes all the difference. I post on social media my workouts. I post pre-workout a live and post-workout a sweaty selfie, right? And those are so that I know that I'm showing up. And if I don't show up, perhaps someone on social media will notice and say, hey, Lisa, where are you to? What happened there? I also, in my business, have a business coach, and I'm involved in 2 current group programs at this moment. And my mentor and the groups that I'm in hold me accountable. So I am visible and I am accountable. And it makes all the difference, because when I'm visible and consistent and accountable to my words and integrity being my highest value, I'm going to see those results that I'm training for. I'm going to see those improvements that I'm training for. I'm going to see those changes happening within me, and I can see it in a very simple to read progression in both my business and in my health and in my fitness, right? And because community and connection is so important to me, I also see it in my relationships that I am crafting and connecting with. But this isn't out of trying. This is out of training. And I am dedicated and devoted to my purpose. So I invite you to think about it today. Are you trying or are you training? And is there a way that you can build in more visibility, more consistency, and more accountability through community that would make all the difference for you? That would make all the difference for you. And if you're looking for something like that, yesterday I kicked off the first day of my enrollment for the Rebel Hearted Roundtable. This is, think mentorship meets membership. It's for those that are really embracing who it is that they are, who they want to be. They are shedding off layers of old beliefs. They are shedding armor and guards that no longer serve them, so that they can be more open-hearted and receptive and responsive to the world versus reactive and acting from the past stories. It's for those that are high vibe and ready to rise. And if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, it is a sacred container, and it is going to run for 3 months from March through May. I would love to have you join me. Big, beautiful, powerful things are happening there without a doubt. So you can find me on Facebook, Lisa Fried T. Send me a friend request, visit my business page, or check out my Facebook group, which is Rebel Hearted. And I would just love to have you join me on this journey. If you listened to this podcast and it's got you thinking, leave me a comment. I want to know. I want to connect with you. Community and connection is key for me. I wish you a day as beautiful as you. And I want to hear how you're training towards those goals. So much love. Mwah! Bye for now.